People ask us all the time, what do we do with all of our birds? We've got Lara from Nothing to It Culinary School. Is gonna walk us through a couple of different ways to cook this duck. So she's gonna show us first off how to properly get the meat off of the bone.
You got it. So we're starting with the bony knife. You want something that's flexible and thin because you just spent all this time cutting this duck, catching it, preparing it. The bigger the knife, the more you're gonna rip the meat. So we want something that's
You said to me something that was very interesting earlier.
Yeah.
The more you cut that meat up, the tougher it feels to your tongue.
Right. So we want an accurate cut when we go to butcher our duck. Okay. So what you want to do is find the top of the breastplate, and you can usually see a little line there, and feel for it with your fingers, and then take your knife, and you're going to come right along the side, and your knife will stop when you hit the breastplate. No more force. Just stop right there. Okay. And so we'll bring it on each end. Then I just kind of run my finger in there so I can see where I'm cutting. And then bend your knife. This is why you want the bony knife, so it's flexible, and stay right against that breastplate so that we're not leaving any of the meat behind.
You've whipped up an idea that you've had. This is what you just came up with on your own.
Right.
Some duck tacos.
I love tacos, and I love the sauce because it's got some great deep flavors in it that I think stand up to the taco.
We're heading into the cooking part of this. First of all, you cut the fat, right?
Right.
And that does what?
So that's gonna help render some of the fat so it's not as fatty, and then I like to use that as it's cooking off to help baste the duck with it. So I'm kind of cooking it in its own juices.
And then you took the duck sauce.
Yeah.
Spread it on just kind of a little glaze.
A little lightly now.
Okay.
So we're gonna be seasoning the duck first, initial with the sauce, and then we're gonna baste it again with the sauce when we toss it in the oven.
Okay, and then so we got a hot pan with some oil. What kind of oil?
A little bit of oil. I'm using vegetable oil because I don't want to compete with the duck or the sauce.
Okay.
And we're gonna set it the fat side down first, okay? So in that goes.
And how come you put the fat side down first?
Because I want to cook that fat off.
Okay.
And then I can use the fat to season this as it goes. And we'll put a little more sauce on top. So just a couple, maybe like 1-2 minutes on this side.
Okay.
And then we're gonna pop it in the oven.
We just got done pulling it out of the oven.
Yep.
We're gonna finish up our tacos.
Look at how gorgeous that is.
I know, it's perfect.
That sauce cooks up so nice. So then we're gonna slice it. I like to cut it a little bit on the bias. Part of that too is when you cut through the meat, it's gonna make it a little bit more tender.
Okay.
Okay? So we'll just put this in our taco. I just like something handheld. We'll slice that up. That looks just...
Oh, man. And then we'll add our normal
some
taco
onions,
seasonings to it.
Cilantro, whatever you want. I figured there's some really great flavor in here, so I like the red bell pepper.
Right.
A little cilantro, and then finish it with a little bit more sauce.
A little bit more sauce on there to bring out the flavor.
Yeah. And there you go.
All right, let's try it out.
I think you're gonna love it. Yay! See how that sauce really gets deeper in the oven?
Very much so. I would like to thank Lara from Nothing to It Culinary School. She's really showed me a couple things that I didn't know before, and tell me why you thought it was a good idea to make it into a taco.
Well, I love the taco because it's family friendly and it can be man food.
Absolutely, right? It's pretty easy, and it is absolutely packed full of flavor.
I love that. Well, you spent all the time getting the duck, so let's make it count.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more about this recipe, how we're cooking it, and get some of this delicious Great Basin duck sauce, go to thebirdmen.com and pick some up.
We are...
Get 'em, boys!
The Birdmen.